Please welcome to the stage Oracle NetSuite's founder and executive vice president, Evan Goldberg.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SuiteConnect New York. We're busting out the doors, I guess, because it's like a balmy 37 degrees outside. It's like summer. Thanks so much for joining. I love coming here every year. I have family here. We went out to dinner. They suggested omakase last night. The sushi was absolutely incredible. And after exactly 1 hour, they were like, next seating, bye-bye now. It was just a triumph of efficiency. So great business model. This is an incredible second stop on our 12-city global tour, bringing together customers, prospects, partners, experts from NetSuite to talk about what's new, what's working for you, and most importantly, what's next. I don't think this tour is going to boost the local economy like the Eras tour, but if we do our jobs right, we hope to help your businesses create incredible impact in your communities and beyond. Now, before we dive in, I have to thank all of our sponsors, and a special shout out to our gold sponsors, Caravel, Avalara, and Boomi. You can see them and all of our sponsors in the SuiteConnect Lounge, and you can see how maybe you can benefit from an incredible NetSuite ecosystem. Speaking of that lounge, it's open all day. It has demo grounds with live demos that have product experts on the topics I'm going to talk about in the keynote today. We have our Suite gurus. Those are technical experts that are ready to answer all of your questions. These are people that get genuinely excited about workflow customization. So good people to chat with. We also have education advisors. They'll have a one-on-one session with you to understand your learning goals and then connect you with the tools and the resources that might help you there. Now, it's great to be in the room together. There's a lot happening in business technology. I don't know if you guys read the papers, but this is really a once-in-a-generation shift, and AI is really changing everything about operating your business and using tools like NetSuite. It's incredibly powerful. It sort of feels like you've been given controls of a jet. The aircraft is super powerful. It's moving really fast, and it seems like it's potentially going to get you where you want to go quickly. There's one small issue. You've never flown a jet before. You're not on the runway. The jet is in the air. There's like clouds, and then there's like these mountains that show up, and sudden turbulence. But all the tools are totally new. That's sort of what it feels like to run a business while trying to figure out AI. And your day-to-day does not pause. Even during these major technology shifts, you can't shut down the business and reboot. This transformation has to happen in motion. And trying to integrate AI into your complex business processes, if you're using a lot of different tools, is sort of like trying to operate the controls of a powerful jet manually when you haven't had any training. The technology is powerful, but the burden of making it work falls on you and your team. What if instead of having to master the impossible, you had an autopilot? So instead of managing dozens of controls, you could build your processes around a fully automated system, all this power of AI condensed into a single coordinated intelligence layer. You set the direction, you make the big decisions, but you're no longer tasked of making all the details of AI work. The autopilot orchestrates all this complexity in the background, keeps things steady through all this turbulence, adjusts in real time, lets you focus on where you're going instead of just trying to stay airborne. Now, an autopilot system, from my extensive pilot experience, needs three things. First of all, it has to know exactly where the aircraft is at all times. It has to be built directly into the aircraft system, not sort of bolted on or layered on top. And it has to understand the type of aircraft, the environment, the constraints, rules, and variables that make each flight different. So NetSuite, you might have figured this out already, is your autopilot. It does have access to accurate, connected data. It's embedded inside your real workflows. It understands how your industry works, how your company works. And like the autopilot, it handles complexity in the background while keeping you in control. Now, we've spent years embedding AI capabilities into NetSuite, but this moment deserves more than incremental innovation. It sort of parallels what we did 28 years ago. We didn't sort of bolt the cloud on. We built it, NetSuite entirely, centered around the cloud. And then we had to convince companies that, you could adopt the cloud without massively disrupting your business. Companies that bought into that, many of you, many years ago, they gained advantages that compounded. And the same thing is happening with AI. Businesses that reimagine their operations around embedded intelligence, not bolting it on, are really set up to succeed. They'll outperform competitors over the long term, and that's you. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, at Suite World last year, we had the biggest announcement in NetSuite's history, which is NetSuite Next. It's the next generation of Oracle NetSuite. It has AI embedded at the core of the system. We're really making business software more intuitive, more collaborative, and more automated with AI. This isn't just AI bolted on, it's AI built in, woven into your business processes, your records, your analytics, everything that you rely on every day. And it's conversational, it's agent-driven, and it's contextually aware at every single step. It's designed for how modern businesses work, and it surfaces insights before you even ask. NetSuite Next speaks your language. It turns information into action and adapts to finance, to sales, to operations, wherever you work, powered by your single source of truth. It has the same enterprise-grade security and permissions that you've already relied on. It's a major acceleration in how business software works. And today, you're going to see why. We're going to walk through real-world scenarios with NetSuite Next and show how deeply embedded context-aware AI can transform everyday work. NetSuite Next is centered around Ask Oracle. Ask Oracle is your natural language assistant. You can search, navigate, analyze, and act across your entire NetSuite instance using your own words. No matter where you are in NetSuite, Ask Oracle is right there with you, ready to help. Simply ask in natural language what you need, and Ask Oracle takes care of the rest. Let's take a look at it.
Ask Oracle is ever present. No matter where you are in NetSuite, it's right there for you, ready to help. It's a single, unified experience for search, navigation, and natural language interactions. You don't have to think about which menu, record, or report to open. Search using your own words, even if your spelling isn't perfect. Ask Oracle understands your intent, returning AI-powered results. That means you can instantly find what you need, from contact information to actionable intelligence. Ask Oracle isn't just search. It's also your conversational global assistant. Simply ask in your own words what you need. Then, follow up on questions or inputs like you would with a trusted colleague. Ask Oracle keeps surfacing information, helping you understand the why behind your data. And because Ask Oracle is built into NetSuite, those answers are right inside your system of record, so you can take action more quickly. When you need to go deeper, exploring scenarios, working through data, or planning workflows, you can step into a fully immersive conversational experience right where you need it. And Ask Oracle can be tailored to your business by users and administrators with clear controls that ensure accuracy, security, and governance. Ask Oracle meets you where you are, the way you want to work, every time.
So you can see that Ask Oracle is always there and understands what you're asking. And when you ask things, it doesn't just respond with text. It delivers rich, interactive responses grounded in your live NetSuite data right inside the flow of your work. Let's take a look at a bit more of Ask Oracle.
What makes Ask Oracle different is that it's not just smart, it's context-aware. It knows you. If you're a CFO asking, "Give me a summary of open POs," it will bring you financial insights. If you're a warehouse manager, the same question might surface inventory insights. It knows your business. For a SaaS company, if you ask, "What's driving margins this quarter?" Ask Oracle might surface subscription renewal rates, upsell revenue, or customer acquisition costs. For a retail business, the same question could highlight product mix, vendor discounts, or regional sales trends. And it knows your moment. If you're on a customer record and type, "Show me their last 3 invoices," Ask Oracle responds instantly with that history.
Now, for Ask Oracle and all of this AI to work in business, it has to be trustworthy. That's why we've built transparency in. Ask Oracle cites its data sources. It allows you to confirm where it's right, or it'll adjust when it's not. You stay in control. And everything operates in the same roles, permissions, approval flows that already govern your business. Let's take a look at trust and insights in NetSuite Next.
For AI to drive business insight, trust is essential. Ask Oracle is designed so every insight is transparent, explainable, and grounded in your data. When Ask Oracle presents a number, it doesn't just give an answer. It shows where that insight comes from by referencing the exact report, transaction, or field in NetSuite. And you can easily refer back to any Ask Oracle-generated insight in your data. Conversations and content are neatly organized within your system of record, so you stay in control and nothing gets lost. Ask Oracle doesn't just give you trusted text answers. It delivers rich, interactive content right inside NetSuite. Say you ask for a trend, it can show you a chart that is interactive and connected to your live data. For example, when the user asks about a sales trend, Ask Oracle delivers both the insights and the tools to explain them, right on the spot.
Now you can tell that that was a live demo from real code because all the times were 9 a.m. Only a programmer would do that. You wouldn't do that in Figma. So this is great. And Ask Oracle doesn't just work inside the existing user experience. It can create a new user experience based on the questions you ask. Let's take a look at how that works.
You can interact with Ask Oracle to create a dashboard that shows your company's top vendors by spend, how quickly you pay them, and if there are any trends. NetSuite creates a dynamic, interactive dashboard designed to easily display key information and metrics. This is what it means to collaborate with AI inside your system of record. Real-time insights made specifically for your needs and ready to become a part of your business processes.
So your business is moving really fast. NetSuite Next needs to move with you. That's why we have AI agents in NetSuite Next that continuously monitor your business. When they spot something that needs your attention, they analyze it and propose solutions. Invoices can be approved in seconds instead of days. Exceptions can be reviewed without hunting through massive reports, so you can act on what matters when it matters. Let's look at agents inside of NetSuite Next.
Ask Oracle is more than just a place to get answers. It's also your entry point for working with agents. You can kick off an agentic workflow right from Ask Oracle when you need it. Or agents can proactively work behind the scenes for you, so you can focus on growing your business. Like in this example, a return analyst agent continuously monitors returns, return authorizations, and customer communications. The agent detected a spike in returns and alerted you. The agent has been designed to detect outliers and unusual patterns. Here, the agent didn't just surface raw data. It analyzed the return reasons and customer emails and identified a pattern of defects in received products. Then, it generated insights and visualized the data for easier consumption. This is how NetSuite Next takes you beyond answers to true collaboration where agents reason, analyze, and generate insights while you stay firmly in control of the decisions.
Now, we want to make sure you have the power to build your own intelligent solutions. That's why we're introducing SuiteAgents in NetSuite Next. It's a new framework that lets you build and customize AI agents directly on the SuiteCloud platform that are tailored to your business needs and can automate complex workflows and intelligently process data. They can also adapt to your evolving policies, all within your own NetSuite environment. Let's take a look at SuiteAgents.
A CEO asks her team to use the NetSuite SuiteAgent framework to create a custom AI agent, or SuiteAgent, to help the controller process order requests that are over the business's credit limit. The admin uses Prompt Studio to create the system prompt for the credit approval SuiteAgent. This prompt explains the role of the agent and what it should do. A SuiteAgent is a custom object defined in the SuiteCloud development framework. It can perform time-consuming tasks with tools to take action and a knowledge base that provides it with information. The admin makes sure the company's credit policy document, which will be part of the SuiteAgent's knowledge base, is in knowledge management. Once the SuiteAgent is configured and deployed, the company's controller invokes it via Ask Oracle and asks to see all the order requests that have exceeded the credit limit. The SuiteAgent gathers the available NetSuite data and gets third-party credit information through a custom tool. The SuiteAgent evaluates the data as the controller would, giving a recommendation for each order with reasons. The controller agrees with the recommendations, approving Brown & Richards and rejecting FJ Safety Systems. During the next fiscal year, the company's credit limit policy changed. Now, no credit greater than 10% of the order total will be approved. The new policy document is uploaded to Knowledge Management, and the SuiteAgent will automatically start using it. There's no need to redeploy the agent. Once again, the controller invokes the SuiteAgent and asks to see all the order requests that exceed the credit limit. The SuiteAgent notes that Brown & Richards has exceeded their limit again. However, this time the SuiteAgent suggests it be rejected because it does not follow the updated company policy.
Okay, so a change as significant as NetSuite Next is going to look different. And NetSuite Next, its intuitive interface is built on the award-winning Oracle Redwood design system that gives you speed and simplicity. Record lists and forms have been reimagined. There's smart filters in search. There's infinite scrolling. It's a consistent, refined layout makes working faster and more natural. And reports take on a new clarity. It's easier to read them, easier to interpret them, and easier to act on them. Let's take a look at NetSuite Next's new user experience.
NetSuite Next has been designed from the ground up for collaborating with AI. That means you'll spend less time searching or toggling, and you can easily focus on what you need. Dashboards are your control centers. They combine visibility, insights, and AI-generated recommended actions. Simplified interactions to customize your dashboards allow you to view what's important and quickly dig deeper when you need more information or to explore trends and patterns. Embedded intelligence supports faster decision-making in record lists. Managing transactions, records, and entities now feels modern and fluid with AI-powered search and filtering, smarter defaults, and easier customization of your lists and attributes. The system helps you find patterns and outliers, not just rows of data. And you'll be able to find anything across the suite quickly, whether you use Ask Oracle's natural language search or navigate with an interactive menu. NetSuite Next looks different because it is different. It's not enough to embed AI in your system of record. Making it easy to use means you'll be able to quickly adopt a way of collaborating with AI that lets you focus on what really matters.
Okay, so it's not just AI. We introduced a very long-awaited change to the NetSuite experience. You can now use NetSuite at night. All right, the best part of all this is that NetSuite Next is a seamless upgrade to your existing system. Let's take a look at that. All right, so you simply switch it on to experience the NetSuite you know, but even more insightful and more automated. After you're welcomed by the onboarding experience, you can adopt the new capabilities at your own pace when you're ready. So NetSuite Next is not just a business system, it's a business partner. And I got to tell you, in a matter of a handful of days, the first customers are going to be previewing NetSuite Next on their live data. This is so exciting. We're going to get some incredible feedback. And you, too, are going to get to preview it soon. So if you want to dive deeper and get more information and how you're going to access NetSuite Next, stop by the SuiteConnect Lounge. You can see what's coming. You can understand how to get that preview access and have a conversation about what NetSuite Next could mean for your business. So we're so excited about NetSuite Next, but it's not the only thing going on at NetSuite. We have a ton of more AI capabilities to show you. As part of revolutionizing NetSuite for the AI age, we're introducing so much more powerful functionality. And that powerful functionality is not AI for AI's sake. It delivers real value to your business in 3 clear ways. First off, automation, to eliminate those repetitive, time-consuming tasks and give you time back. Insight, to surface the information that matters and lets you use that time to focus on what's important. And finally, agility, to help you adapt and be prepared for anything that's coming down the pike. Let's start with automation. So one of the most powerful examples of AI-driven automation is NetSuite Autonomous Close. You know, for finance teams, the month-end and quarter-end close process traditionally meant late nights, last-minute scrambles, days or even weeks waiting. But with NetSuite's network of AI agents, that changes completely. Autonomous Close helps keep your financials continuously up to date. So when the period end comes, you can achieve a 0-day close. Now, at the heart of this is NetSuite Exception Management. It uses AI to continuously scan your financial data and proactively flag anomalies. It can recommend corrective actions. This helps teams resolve issues, lowers the likelihood of incorrect entries, and keeps your close moving forward all the time. And working alongside exception management is the NetSuite Close Manager, your AI-powered command center with complete visibility into everything from task completion status to the net income impact of changes. So watch what happens when we bring all this together.
It's September 25th. As a member of the finance team, I will take a look at what's still pending in the suite. The AI-powered Process Monitor and Task List provide automated clarity. CFOs and finance teams can instantly see where attention is needed and focus effort on what matters most. As I complete my tasks, the metrics update and the confidence level towards 0-day close rises. The Process Optimization Monitor analyzes my company's personalized business processes with recommendations for how to improve. I see there are some exceptions in Wyra USA. I'll go through the suggested tasks, starting by reviewing those exceptions. Exception management provides immediate awareness and rapid resolution of exceptions. This reduces errors and enables timely, confined financials. The system detected there is a sales order with an incorrect amount. The amount is low compared to past transactions. I'll take care of this exception right away. Looks like that exception cleared and we're back on track. The following day, I see Wyra France is green. The Agentic network has determined all tasks are complete and all accruals have been created. Plus, the exceptions agent has determined nothing is pending. I'll lock that subsidiary so no other changes can be made. I can narrow my focus on specific subsidiaries. When I focus on Wyra Canada, all tasks dynamically filter to my selection. Next, I'm going to head into financials and review the flux analysis. NetSuite's agents complement each other. They're great in isolation, but the power is in their connectedness. The flux analysis agent relies on data from other agents, like exceptions, projections, and insight explanations, to provide root cause diagnosis and a complete view of what's to come. With the AI-generated flux analysis, I can quickly edit and pin a comment that will be instantly published to my whole team. With 3 days until close, I'll move into reconciliations, starting with fixed assets. Agents have already taken care of the busy work. The reconciliations and supporting documentation are ready for my review. NetSuite is delivering universal any-to-any reconciliation, like fixed assets, but also payroll, banking, intercompany, and more. On the final day before close, I'll review the accruals task. NetSuite proactively identifies missing or expected transactions, like commissions, and dynamically accrues them as pro forma entries. This makes it easy to report projected financials before those transactions are posted. I can also create my own accruals. It looks like the close confidence level has changed to high now that I am done reviewing the tasks. I'm on track for 0-day close. Finalizing results and locking financials is easier than ever. With centralized oversight, streamlined reviews, and a simple close action, I can confidently close the period. With NetSuite, I'm always ready to close.
So as the demo said, what makes this automation different, it's not a single AI feature working in isolation. Autonomous Close uses a network of agents that operate together inside your one system, sharing the same data, context, and financial rules. I mean, this connected intelligence is going to eliminate a ton of manual work, and it means your finance teams can focus on that long list of important things rather than just the urgent. Now, the connected system doesn't just speed up close, it removes friction and manual processes along the way. Our AI bank transaction matching solution uses generative AI to pull in transaction details from bank activity and make sense of what they mean, match them up with the right records in the GL. So you have more accurate reconciliations. So instead of forcing teams to hunt for context, the system understands it for them. You get higher auto match rates. Your teams can close cash and bank accounts faster in real time, give you better information about your business with less effort and more trust in the results. So we've seen how AI can help improve reconciliation and accelerate your close. Now let's talk about a topic that's maybe not your favorite thing, which is the payments going out from your business. No one likes that, but imagine being able to turn that into a strategic asset by being able to tell the system in plain English that you want to prioritize bills for key suppliers and focus on early payment discounts. And then the AI automatically creates an optimized payment batch. That's intelligent payment automation. And it's powered by a partnership with the leading payment automation company, Bill. We've embedded Bill's capabilities into NetSuite's intelligent payment automation experience. It's a fast, easy, and secure way to pay invoices from NetSuite. Let's take a look at intelligent payment automation.
My business received several large orders this week, but there isn't enough stock on hand to fulfill them all. I need to rely on our vendors for additional stock. Let's make sure the business is in good standing with them so they will ship quickly by having the system generate a payment run proposal. The system quickly analyzes all pending payables and prioritizes bills from these vendors. It then generates a clear summary of the payment run proposal. Let's review it. Here I can see that the system has prioritized bills from vendors critical to fulfilling those orders while staying mindful of our bank account balance. I can also see the reason each bill was chosen, giving us full transparency into the process. After reviewing the payment run, everything looks good and I'm now ready to submit it for approval. The payment run is now routed to the CFO as part of our standard approval workflow. Once approved, the payments will be processed, ensuring timely settlement to these vendors. Next, I navigate to the list of payment runs. I can see that in addition to the payment run I just submitted for approval at the top, there is a payment run pending my review that was automatically generated by the system. NetSuite proactively prioritizes critical and time-sensitive bills while also capturing early payment discounts, ensuring we focus on the highest priority bills first. This helps us optimize our cash flow, build stronger vendor relationships, and deploy a more strategic and scalable payment process.
So it's really exciting to see AI transform routine payment runs into actual intelligent strategic decisions. And with quick activation and support for all US banks, you can begin making payments with intelligent payment automation within minutes of signing up. Now, another thing you've told us you want is more sophisticated pricing, and we're delivering. AI helps your team create pricing rules that respond to costs, customers, promotions, and competitive changes. Instead of using spreadsheets or manual overrides, these rules can be dynamic and data effective, and they can be aligned to customer segments or pricing methods like cost plus. Let's see AI-driven advanced pricing in action.
I'm a retailer gearing up for the launch of my new product line, EcoSmart Kitchenware. After importing a list of SKUs, I use Ask Oracle to make a special price for my VIP customers, effective on next week's launch. Ask Oracle recognizes a new price rule needs to be created and confirms that I want help getting one started. I say yes. Ask Oracle creates the basics of the new price rule based on my request and explains the next steps for me to finish. Ask Oracle has already set the rule to target VIP customers and to be applied to the new EcoSmart products. It has also set the effective date to start at launch and last for a month. No need to be up at midnight the night before to enter prices. Next, I create the price level. I use a cost-plus formula, newly supported with advanced pricing AI, Choose to base it on average cost and set the discount to be cost plus 30%. After saving the price level, I preview the new calculated prices and margins. Satisfied with the results, I save the price rule. And when the new line launches, the new price will automatically launch in all channels. A week after the launch, I check my sales and see a promising upward trend. Now, let's see what else advanced pricing AI can do. I use Ask Oracle to monitor competitor prices and let me know if any competitor drops prices for EcoSmart kitchenware below my selling price. Ask Oracle creates an agent to scan public websites for changes weekly. Sometime later, an alert from Ask Oracle tells me that a competitor dropped prices for EcoSmart kitchenware. Viewing the analysis, I can see that competitor Bamboo Nest dropped prices by 10%. I also see that my sales of this line dipped compared to last month. This could be the reason why. Ask Oracle intelligently recommends a temporary price match. Before moving forward, I check the sources used to ensure this information is accurate. Satisfied that it is, I accept the recommendation. Ask Oracle creates the temporary price match rule and asks if I want to be notified on how well it's working. I confirm that I do. In 2 weeks, Ask Oracle surfaces results of the temporary price match rule. Sales are back up. With the power of advanced pricing AI, I've adapted strategically and I'm back on track.
I mean, that's really what AI is about, like this incredible coworker that never sleeps. I mean, this automation is really like magic. It gives you so much time back, but what are you going to do with that time? That's where Insight comes in. It tells you where to direct that additional bandwidth. It helps you cut through the noise and understand what's happening in your business, why it's happening, and what to do next. So let's walk through some of the most recent products and features for Insight. Now, Enterprise Performance Management is a product you can add on to NetSuite if you have sophisticated enterprise needs. And the EPM suite continues to get smarter through AI, helping finance teams analyze, reconcile, plan, and explain performance with more transparency and less manual work. Here's just a few of the new AI features in EPM. Now, I said it earlier, AI isn't any good if you can't trust it. That's why the new Prediction Explanation Assistant in EPM, and specifically in NetSuite Planning and Budgeting, explains exactly how predictions and forecasts are generated, giving you more trust in the output. We're also launching an AI-driven agent in NetSuite Profitability and Cost Management reporting that streamlines the design, execution, and analysis of cost allocation models. This agent encompasses 2 assistants. The first is the Model Build Assistant, which automatically constructs cost allocation models from user inputs, and the Allocation Trace Assistant that explains allocation flows in natural language to answer ad hoc questions and improve transparency. I mean, EPM is a super sophisticated tool, and we're using AI to make it adapt to your users and to your NetSuite data. We're also introducing several new AI-powered tools for account reconciliation. One of them is an AI assistant for setting up account reconciliation, identifying new accounts to reconcile, assigning the right preparers and applying the correct formats, risk ratings, and account types. And to help explain performance, there's now in EPM a new AI-generated flux analysis that detects material changes in your GL balances and drafts plain language narratives to help you understand them. These EPM enhancements not only allow finance teams to work faster, but also gives them a more informed foundation with clearer explanations, stronger transparency, giving you more confidence in the insights to drive your business forward. Now let's talk about making Insight more visual. And another product that many of you use and gives you advanced capabilities on top of NetSuite is the NetSuite Analytics Warehouse. And we've added new AI-powered visualizations. This new feature is powered by Oracle Analytics Cloud, and it transforms your NetSuite data into compelling visual summaries that are anything but static. Let's see it in action.
As a CFO preparing to present our quarterly financial results, I want my insights to be clear and impactful. With NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, turning data into eye-catching infographics and interactive slides is effortless. No more manual effort building complex decks. For example, I want to add context to help explain this month's dip in sales. I'll use the Oracle Analytics AI Assistant to quickly pull in additional details. One of our top customers, VistaTech, only has about $5,000 in sales this month. That's lower than their usual monthly orders. To provide a full picture of the situation, I'll also pull in their sales pipeline to highlight our current forecasts. NetSuite Analytics Warehouse makes it easy to bring in external data with pre-built connectors for sources like Salesforce. I can easily add a forecast I built with automated machine learning, which analyzes past opportunity data and predicts how much of our pipeline will likely convert into revenue. I'll add a visualization showing my pipeline by stage and drill down into the final negotiations to illustrate how a deal with Vista slipped from last month. Next, I'll use the AI Assistant to uncover a bit more. The assistant reports we have about $2.2 million expected to close next month, and I can instantly add this as a KPI to my infographic slide. As we can see from the overall revenue trend, we're on track for sales to rebound in the coming months.
Yeah, this is a far cry from scanning endless spreadsheets. These are dynamic visualizations that tell a story at a glance, but then you can drill down, filter your data, and interact with an AI assistant for ad hoc insights. Now, we're also using AI to change how teams consume data inside of NetSuite. So now, instead of interpreting dense reports, AI transforms the raw data into clear narrative explanations and recommends next steps right where work happens. In the 2026.1 release that is releasing right about now, narrative summaries are appearing across the suite in inventory, payroll, pricing, support, journal entries, project status, you name it. For example, you can see this comparative balance sheet with an executive summary of its top 5 findings, key risks and opportunities, and takeaways. All the info you need right there at your fingertips. Another example is Narrative Insights breaking down a complex comparative income statement into easily digestible synopses. Narrative Insights don't just save time, they standardize how your teams understand and act on information, so they have faster decisions and more consistent outcomes. Now we've just seen AI insights across the suite. We're taking intelligence also to an industry-specific level. Now, NetSuite's long been the system of choice for startups and high-tech companies. In fact, 77% of the Forbes Cloud 100 are NetSuite customers. So whether you're a pre-revenue startup or a global enterprise, all software businesses can't afford to operate without real-time intelligence. With NetSuite subscription metrics, we're giving CFOs and CROs out-of-the-box metrics, actionable AI-generated narratives, multinational reporting, and insightful visualizations in a unified dashboard. Here's how it works.
Subscription Metrics delivers key insights on revenue, retention, financials, and unit economics with interactive visuals. It's One World ready, built to scale from startup to IPO, and gives CFOs deep, granular insights across all dimensions of the business. With a single glance, I can track period-over-period shifts in key metrics such as total contract value, lifetime value, growth, and net revenue retention. A composition chart shows how my revenue mix is developing, while a net new trend graph highlights recurring revenue momentum from the install base. A bridge chart makes monthly recurring revenue growth instantly clear, with drill-down capabilities turning raw numbers into a story. Now let's take a look at how NetSuite Next will allow me to take my analysis to the next level. In NetSuite Next, AI-generated summaries and trend visualizations give me instant clarity on what's fueling or dragging growth and retention. And in NetSuite Next, I will be able to unveil trends, anomalies, and patterns in our data, all by asking questions in natural language. For example, to understand how efficient my customer acquisition is, I can ask Oracle to break down my customer acquisition cost payback period across customer segments. And I can better understand how the efficiency of acquisition relates to the quality of revenue by combining customer acquisition cost payback period with a lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio. This is supported with data-driven recommendations that empower me to optimize capital allocation, accelerate growth, and maximize the long-term value of my business.
So that it's really complete intelligence for subscription companies at your fingertips. And subscription metrics are available now, available to SaaS companies or any business that's offering subscriptions through Suite Billing. A great example is One Home Office. They're using subscription metrics to understand what's driving their profitability and allowing them to introduce dynamic pricing and fine-tune their margins. Now, automation helps you move faster, and insight helps you make better decisions. But neither of these matter if you can't keep up when the business changes. That's where agility comes in. Nothing exemplifies agility more than the ability to connect AI tools that you want to use directly to NetSuite. That's what the NetSuite AI Connector Service delivers. It allows leading AI assistants to interact directly with your NetSuite environment in a secure and governed way. It's powered by the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, one of the many TLAs that's been introduced like seemingly daily. But MCP creates a structured bridge between AI models and enterprise applications. OTLA is a three-letter acronym. The same capability works across multiple AI assistants. You're not locked into a single model or single vendor. Let's see how this works inside of Claude.
I am in the Claude Agent user interface, and I want to do some analysis on past due invoices. I select the past due invoices prompt from the dropdown and provide a time frame of 30 days. After I make my selection, the agent uses the tools provided by the NetSuite AI Connector Service to query the account data and provide an analysis. To use this service, I installed the MCP Standard Tools Suite app, added the permission to my NetSuite role, and enabled the new feature. When the analysis is finished, I see a summary by age and a list of the most significant overdue invoices. I want to dive a bit deeper with additional invoice analysis and information. I use natural language to ask Claude to analyze the customer and invoice details and to generate a dashboard with risk assessment and payment patterns. On the left, as the agent works, I see the standard tools that are querying the NetSuite data, and on the right, the code as the agent creates the dashboard. After the analysis is complete, I am presented with a dashboard that includes metrics, aging analysis, and recommended actions.
So what makes this powerful is context. The AI assistants don't just see the raw data, they understand the NetSuite business objects like sales orders, employee records, inventory items. They operate within your existing permissions and workflows. Now, the reviews are in for the AI Connector Service. We have a bunch of customers doing incredible stuff with it and putting it to work across their organizations and seeing real results. Let's take a look at one of these. EAL Green is a nonprofit that helps companies sell surplus inventory and then creates college scholarships with the proceeds. Incredible stuff. They're using the NetSuite AI Connector Service to help them manage over 1.5 million SKUs, which means their inventory data is too complex for manual processes. This is where the AI Connector Service comes in. Let's take a look.
As EAL Green sorts through newly contributed products, they upload an image of a donated snowblower to Claude. It then uses that image to determine the model of the snowblower and if EAL Green has this product in their system already. Claude also assesses the condition of the snowblower and estimates its fair market value. EAL Green then prompts Claude to add the snowblower to on-hand inventory and add a memo to explain the inventory adjustment. And just like that, the company's inventory is updated.
So that's pretty cool to see in action. I bet you can think of some processes in your business that could be greatly accelerated with AI, and doing things like going from a photo to a fully updated inventory when you're managing millions of SKUs. Now, we have something we're going to talk about in a bit, which is the Customer Success AI services that can help you with that. So hang on for that. We talked about NetSuite Analytics Warehouse getting AI-driven visualizations. That's not the only AI capability we've added there. You just saw how the AI Connector Service lets you connect the AI of your choice to NetSuite. The same service extends into analytics. With the AI Connector Service for NSAW, it uses the same governed connector approach to bring external AI clients like Claude or Klein, VS Code, ChatGPT into your analytics workflow. With natural language generation, context summarization, and data analytics. Let's take a look at the AI Connector Service for NetSuite Analytics Warehouse.
I noticed a concerning downward trend with our cash on hand over the last couple months, and I've now been tasked with building a new cash flow dashboard to monitor this. Claude can see what data I have available, so I don't need to be an expert. Instead of starting from scratch, I'll use the Analytics Warehouse AI Connector in Claude to do the heavy lifting in the design process. Claude picked up on a hidden trend in my account receivables for the last quarter. For some of our projects that we bill on a milestone basis, customers have been withholding payment, potentially due to dissatisfaction with the deliverables. I'll make a note to check in with the project managers. I now have a snapshot of my cash reporting. What would be even better is to have this as a dynamic dashboard in Analytics Warehouse, which updates as invoices get paid. Claude not only understands my data, but also knows the process for building workbooks in Analytics Warehouse. Claude provides step-by-step instructions that let me easily recreate the dashboard in Analytics Warehouse. The AR versus AP trend chart confirms what I was seeing. Cash inflow has fallen off the last 3 months, while outflow has held steady. Now my team has an executive dashboard which we can use to monitor progress as we get those projects and collections back on track.
So with this AI Connector Service for NSAW, you can now scale your use of NSAW across more teams with less training. You can bring in additional data sources more easily. That allows you to evolve your analytics strategy over time, all while keeping these analytics secure and governed. Now, here's something new that you might have been reading about: agentic commerce. It's changing the way people buy. Instead of browsing catalogs or typing search queries, customers have direct, trusted conversations with AI assistants on platforms like ChatGPT and Google and Perplexity. And then the transactions are happening right there in the chat. Now, this new channel is built on something, another TLA, ACP, Agentic Commerce Protocol, which allows businesses to securely share product information, pricing, checkout, and payments to these AI assistants. And no one is better positioned for this shift than NetSuite customers. NetSuite already knows your products, your prices, your payments, how you do fulfillment, which is why we're bringing our AI Connector Service to the commerce experience so you can turn that foundation into a brand new sales channel in just a few clicks. Let's take a look at the experience from end to end.
Getting started is incredibly simple. Just ask, can I sell my products with ChatGPT, Google, or Perplexity, and ask Oracle. NetSuite will guide you to exactly where you need to be. With just one click, you'll activate the integration and expose to ChatGPT your product feed with pricing and inventory availability, checkout, and payments. After registering your business in ChatGPT, customers will discover your products simply by asking for what they need. The entire checkout flow happens right there, seamless for them, yet still fully registered in NetSuite. You maintain complete control of your data while meeting customers exactly where they are. From discovery to purchase, it all happens in a single smooth journey. And the best part? While your customers enjoy the best buying experience, orders flow directly into NetSuite, where they're fulfilled, billed, and revenue is recognized. Everything you need to drive growth through agentic commerce in one place.
So that's some amazing stuff. Now we're actively working on enhancing Suite Commerce with ACP. There'll be more details soon. But what should be clear is NetSuite is rapidly evolving for the next generation of e-commerce powered by AI. Now, AI isn't just transforming commerce, it's also solving one of the most persistent challenges that all businesses face, which is integration. You know the problems: brittle connections between systems, dependency on scarce technical specialists, and endless backlogs of improvements you want to see. By combining low-code visual design with Oracle's AI Assistant, NetSuite's integration platform lets developers and others in your business describe what they need in plain language and quickly connect NetSuite to other CRM, e-commerce, HR, supply chain systems, and more. And what makes this unique is it's built as an AI-first integration layer for NetSuite. The integrations adapt as the business evolves, and the AI learns from your data and workflows. IT can shift from hand-built plumbing to a governing, reusable integration layer. Now, if integration gives you flexibility, customization gives you identity. No two organizations run NetSuite the same way, and that's a real strength of NetSuite, is the ability to adapt. SuiteCloud has always given developers tools to tailor NetSuite. Now we're taking that capability much further with the SuiteCloud Developer Assistant. Developers get an AI-powered coding companion that understands SuiteScript, TypeScript, and all the context of their actual NetSuite account. It accelerates coding, documentation, customization, and testing, and reduces time on repetitive tasks. The next demo is going to take us through building a brand new Suite app from scratch.
I begin in an empty SuiteCloud Development Framework Suite App project. I have been asked to create a new Suitelet that allows staff to celebrate their peers. I tell Klein, the conversational front end for the developer assistant, that I want to create an employee recognition wall Suite app. Through Klein and the SuiteCloud extension, I give instructions on the custom record and fields that should be created, what I want on the form, how that form should be submitted, and guidance on how the dashboard should look. The SuiteCloud Developer Assistant states its understanding of what the solution requires and creates a to-do list that it will follow as it builds the project. As it's working, it keeps me informed of actions that are being taken and code that is being written to meet the specifications. SuiteCloud Developer Assistant is an expert with SuiteScript 2.1 and TypeScript and can tailor customizations to my account, which means that it understands my existing customizations and will avoid introducing any conflicts. And it not only supports code completion, but it can explain code, provide documentation, and write unit tests. Once those unit tests are run and errors are fixed, the final step is to deploy the project. I prompt the assistant to deploy, so once the Suite app is installed, I will see the results. Now, I'll use Ask Oracle to go to the new Suitelet that gives employees the ability to provide employee recognition and features a dashboard of entries. I'll create the first entry and recognize my colleague.
So that would typically take hours of manual coding, testing, and deployment. It can now be accomplished in minutes. And this is not about eliminating developers. You all have, I'm sure, gigantic long lists and limited resources for customizations that you want in NetSuite. This frees up your developers to solving more business problems rather than worrying about syntax and boilerplate code. So you've seen our incredible new AI capabilities, and you've witnessed the power of the latest product innovations. And what's really exciting is AI in NetSuite is designed to be intuitive. You can get started today. But I know there are people that want to move even faster than today. You can maximize your impact of AI from day one, or maybe you just need help getting started. That's why I'm excited to announce NetSuite's Customer Success AI Services, delivered by over 400 AI-certified experts who will guide you up the stairway of AI adoption. Our team knows AI tools inside and out, but we also take the time to understand how your business operates, the challenges you're facing, and the goals you're working towards with AI. That combination allows us to figure out which AI capabilities will move the needle fastest for you and deploy them in a way that works for you. We can already see how NetSuite customers, like this example, are taking advantage with great results. AI Customer Success Services is a huge help, knowing they're guiding us as we incorporate more AI into our operations. So taken together, Automation, insight, and agility represent more than product capabilities. They form the foundation of how modern businesses can scale. Automation gives you time back. Insight tells you where to focus that extra time, and agility keeps you prepared for anything. Companies that thrive combine all three with creativity and conviction and a deep understanding of their customers. Few people embody that spirit better than our next guest. Please help me welcome Craig Dubitsky, founder and CEO of Happy, to the stage. All right.
How are you?
Hello, Craig. Thank you
follow
so
that.
much for being here today. Lots of demos. Are you going to show a demo?
I'm gonna
There's
show
a demo
right now.
Look at that.
This is coffee.
A live human.
Yes, here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Wow. So we have a robot do that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll try
Delicious.
some later. Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
I'm more of a tea drinker, but maybe, if it makes me happy,
Now you're talking.
I'm going to try it.
Now you're talking.
Okay.
No pressure.
Maybe we could start. You can walk us through your path as a serial entrepreneur.
Serial entrepreneur, sure. I'm going to make it quick. First of all, that was incredible.
Oh,
that was incredible.
That's nice. Well,
Yeah,
it's an incredible team building it. So I just
I-
kind of stand up here. I'm the talking head.
That was
a lot easier.
Seriously, I'm blown away. AI for me typically was like acronym interpreter, and it was amazing. Anyway, great presentation. I want to say thank you to you for having me and your team for having me. For those of you who don't know, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I approached NetSuite at another event because I saw a booth and I had to go over and make a beeline and basically like genuflect and say thank you, because as a serial entrepreneur, I've lived through the ups and downs of what a great partner in terms of running your business can do for you and what one that maybe isn't as great can do or not help you do. And I'm a super fan. I'm not paid to be here. It's like I would pay to be here. So I guess in a sense, maybe I do pay to be here. I'm really, really excited. So
You're paying us
again,
in
thank
coffee.
you. I am. So anyway, thank you. A serial entrepreneur, literally I was a little kid with a lemonade stand growing up, except my lemonade stand also had a car wash. And I employed all the kids in the neighborhood to help wash the cars, and I would upsell and cross-sell lemonade and detailing services, and then take everybody to this, it was called a sweet shop, believe it or not, and go buy candy and comic books. I'm dating myself, I'm very old. So,
Sweet shop?
yes, literally.
S-W-E-T or
there'd be a trademark-
S-U-I-T-E?
There'd be a trademark issue there. So, yeah, it was a double E situation. And I've never stopped. In school, I had a food business, a trucking business, a carpeting business. I wound up on the floor of the commodities exchange, not too far from here, actually. And basically, I'm an arbitrageur. I see discrepancies in everything. It could be culture, currency, commodities. It doesn't matter. There's this magical gap that exists. And I originally went to school for music. I'm a music worshiper. We talked a little bit about music. And one of my favorite quotes is from Leonard Cohen, who said, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." So as entrepreneurs, you're constantly looking for the crack. That's where the magic can happen sometimes. So I've been able to do this over and over. I don't know how, but I love people. And I think people write their narrative through their stuff. And I think it's on us to be good stewards and try to provide people with better stuff. Whether the better is more aesthetically pleasing, more economically interesting, or available to people, you name it. And for those of you who don't know some of the brands I've been lucky enough to be around, Method is a household cleaning products brand that's merged into personal care over time. I met the founders and there were two guys mixing products in their bathroom and nobody believed. And lo and behold, Method became a Method, a brand people love. EOS, for any women here, I'm looking around to see if anybody has a Longchamp purse. Anybody? Anybody in the audience with a big purse? Somebody? Anybody? No? I'm looking, I see a big purse over there. I was living in New York, I'm married, 2 kids, and my wife and I were out, and a friend of hers stuck her hand in this purse to pull something out, and she inadvertently pulled out a product she didn't mean to in public. And and I remember,
The start of all good businesses.
honestly, this is how things happen. And I thought, you have 2 of these and 10 of these. What if you could just make something that you could stick your hand in that impossibly large, Mary Poppins bag and know exactly what it was just by feeling it. And it turns out the average woman was ingesting about 10 pounds of petrochemicals from lip products. So I had made this lip product called EOS, if anybody has seen that. I get a knowing nod. Yeah. So I made that for my wife and her friends. Basically, all these things I start, they usually, it's going to sound really corny. I apologize in advance, but I'm a corny guy. It starts from a place of love. So my wife loved lip balm. I didn't love cleaning, so maybe not always from a place of love. And my wife loves coffee. So I started this. I started another company before Happy called Hello. It's an oral care brand. I hope some of you try that. And that was where NetSuite saved, I'm a non-meat eater, but it saved our bacon and then some. So yeah, I love people. And if we can make better things for more people, that's a win.
All right, well, I want to talk a little bit about your experience with Hello Products in a minute, but first, I'd just be curious, what do you understand about building companies now that you wish you'd known when you started your first one? Well, maybe not the lemonade stand, but yeah.
Everything takes longer and costs more than you think. That's just the reality, Excitement and passion are really important, and capital. Businesses need oxygen. We need water, and we need food as humans. And we can go without water for a little bit, food maybe a little bit longer, but oxygen not so much.
Yeah.
And businesses need oxygen, and capital is oxygen. So making sure you are able to, keep your eye on your cash is really important.
Yeah, that's great, and it jibes with some of the points we've been making today of really sort of understanding moment by moment what's happening with your business. So you sold Hello Products to Colgate Palmolive in 2020. I think we talked to you just after that had happened last. And so what sort of surprised you about that M&A process, and how were you prepared? Did you feel like you were prepared to be sort of acquisition ready?
Sure. Let's see. A couple of things. One is, people would ask me all the time as an entrepreneur, as a founder, you sold your company, you sold your business, and I would, you had an exit. And one day it came out very naturally. I said, no, we didn't have an exit, we had an entrance. The biggest oral care company in the world started something we made, and some of the people who were part of it are sitting right there. Started in Montclair, New Jersey, around my dining room table, right? 12 miles away from here. So it wasn't an exit per se. It was really this moment where the biggest oral care company in the world said, here's access to the world. So again, it's one thing when you sell something. I used to say we're only trying to sell the greatest, most natural, effective products people can fall in love with and use every day. Focus on that, and then magic unfolds. And when they acquired us, I think one of the most amazing things about the process, we were fortunate to have multiple suitors and interested parties in our business because we had grown so fast. We had become the fastest growing oral care brand in North America, which is incredible because not too long prior to starting, again, we were sitting in Montclair, New Jersey. So to go from nothing to that level of scale was pretty outrageous.
Yeah, amazing.
And being prepared, obviously, let a player like Colgate understand that we were a little bit more mature than they may have thought originally. We had a level of sophistication, insight into our business. And I think that made us attractive because it wasn't just like, let's put on a show. We had real data, we had real analytics around what we were doing. And when we went in to tell our story hand on heart with all the emotion, we could also back it all up. And that's the thing, like when you can marry this notion of insight, yes, but with understanding and some temperance and a little bit of maturity, that gets people very excited because people don't want to buy things, they don't want to acquire things, they want to join things, and they want to know they have a group of people that want to join them and can do that.
Absolutely. And we know the history of acquisitions is checkered, to say the least, and it sounds like I know that you were happy with how that turned out, and that's great. But of course, you got the bug again, right?
Never leaves.
So how did your past experiences as a founder, shape the company you wanted to build with Happy?
That's a great question. So what happened was I was asked by a large retailer if I would come spend time with them, helping them with something else. And by the way, this is while I was inside at Colgate, and this wasn't anathema. This was like, Craig, you have these relationships, and that's terrific. Go, like spread the vibes. So said retailer or unsaid retailer asked me to go walk the store with a bunch of their buyers, which I did. I wandered through the coffee aisle amongst every other aisle in the store, and I very politely made fun of some of the other brands. And they're like, well, what would you do? And I said, well, I'm not a huge coffee drinker. What do I know about coffee? And I thought on my way back, my wife loves coffee, going back to EOS as an example, right? Love is the secret weapon. So, and weapon's a bad word, but you know what I mean. It's the magic. So my bride loves coffee, and I thought, God, coffee really makes her happy. What if happy could make her coffee? That was it. It was this aha moment. Like, duh. And I knew I was all in when I was on a plane. It was one of my first flights after COVID. I had headphones on, I'm in the moment. And I wrote this little thing. I wrote brew and improved. And I was like, I'm done. I'm good. That's it. So I thought there was a world to be built around coffee. Yeah, that was it. And coffee, to me, a little bit, it reminds me of oral care and really cleaning products. There's a narrative that seems to go with all these categories. Coffee's fuel. You got to get going. It's, rush, rush, rush. And there are a lot of brands that have automatic weaponry on them and skulls and devils, and there's a lot of death, and, and I'm like,
Those are the high caffeine ones.
Yeah. And even some of the non-high caffeine ones, it's really pretty amazing. And oral care was the same thing. You have to kill, eliminate, destroy odors, germs, and bacteria in your mouth. Cleaning products was the same thing. Kill, eliminate, destroy. I'm like, why is there so much aggressiveness? So it seemed like there was a real opportunity, and a brand like called Happy, that's just, it very quickly takes you to a different emotional state. And for a lot of people, coffee does take them to an improved emotional state. So why not naturally, work those two things in concert as opposed to, opposing forces?
Yeah, that's cool. And you said before that Happy isn't really in the coffee business, it's in the happy business.
Yes.
So how does that mission impact your company?
Sure. A lot of brands talk about purpose and mission, and it feels very inwardly focused. What's our purpose? What's our mission? And the day we launched, I'll never forget, someone who I'm very close with told me how happy they were, no pun intended, to launch because they had lost someone to suicide very early in their life. And I'd known this person for a very long time and did not know that. And I was shocked. And the idea that we're making coffee, it's important, yes, and the coffee's great, by the way. You'll find out when you try some. I could talk your ears off about how we source 2 to 5 acre small grower farms. 40% of our farms are managed by women. The coffee's truly exceptional and winning awards by all sorts of important third parties in the space. The bigger idea, a set of ideals, was really around happy. How can we make people happy? So we've done something we feel is really important. On every product, and you'll see it when you get some, there's a QR code, and there's a little reference here to a group called NAMI. It's a National Alliance on Mental Illness. And NAMI is the creator of 988. NAMI is the largest grassroots mental health organization in America. And we didn't want to do something that was performative. We watch a lot of companies go, oh, you know what, it's Pride Month, we're going to put a rainbow flag on our product. If you're LGBTQ+, every second of every day is Pride Second for you. Oh, it's Stand Up to Cancer Month. If you have cancer, have lost someone to cancer, you don't stop thinking about that, right? If you, God forbid, have cancer. So we didn't want to do something that was, again, like playing into tropes or taking advantage of another organization's goodwill that they've been able to generate and all the hard work they do. Fast forward, we gave NAMI a piece of our company. They're on the cap table because not everybody's happy. So how can we do something to help with that? That's a bigger thing. So it goes, again, from this place of what's our purpose, what's our mission, to this outward vibe of what's our responsibility, because mental health impacts everybody.
Absolutely.
And depending on which study you read, either 4 or 5 adults in this country have some form of diagnosable, like DSM level clinical form of mental illness where there's help. So if we can remove stigma, that's important. The suicide rate has gone up 30% in the past 2 decades. When I was a kid, just last week, really when I was a kid, the #1 killer of teens were car accidents, followed by leukemia. We've made great strides in cancer and cancer research for sure, but now the #1 killer of teens is handguns, and #2 is suicide, and 1 and 2 often go together. So if we can't talk about this stuff, maybe over a good cup of coffee. We can't solve for it. We can't fix anything we can't talk about. So we're here really to try to remove stigma as much as everything and anything we're doing. That's
Well,
really the big
that's
idea.
amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Now, alongside that mission, your company has seen explosive growth. Maybe you can quote some of the stats there and talk about how critical it was to have a super strong operational backbone in place.
Oh, my word. Well, I pointed out that some of our founding team from Hello are right here. By the way, someone said to me backstage, I guess, earlier, you have happy, it's lowercase h, and hello, lowercase h, and EOS, lowercase, and method, lowercase. And I'm like, E. Cummings beat us all to that. It's art imitating life, or great artists steal, whatever it is. Yeah. Having a team that we were able to start Hello with, again, with 4 people and a dog, and grow that to become the fastest growing oral care brand in North America, gave us a leg up. And having had the experience with NetSuite, again, I am not a paid spokesperson, hint, 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 enabled us to do these incredible things. So when starting up Happy from scratch, one, I was able to work with the same core group of folks: finance, logistics, supply chain, graphic design, industrial design, R&D, flavor, all that stuff. We were able to bring our family back together, which obviously was terrific. And we knew, and Adam's over here, I'm sure he'll talk to it later, from day 0, we were all in on NetSuite. Like we had built, we were able to scale Hello at pace. Really, that was the other key thing, at pace, because of the abilities afforded us by using the platform. And knowing that we had this big ambition, and we were launching right out of the gate into a lot of major retailers, we knew we were going to build the business, yes, but build the business on this platform in particular, because it gave us this unfair competitive advantage. And a lot of, I think there are a lot of folks out there that are supporting businesses that talk about AI, absolutely, but I feel like what we're getting here is much more than that. You've, I'm sure, heard this old expression, knowledge versus, intelligence, intelligence versus understanding is a word I actually prefer to all that. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit, or sorry, intelligence is knowing, it's a fruit, or no, the other way around, right? Knowledge is knowing it's a fruit, and intelligence is knowing not to put in a fruit salad. I feel like what we're getting here is understanding, which is, I think, a next order up, which allows us to not only have the intelligence and the analytics, but help us avoid the things we need to avoid as a growing business. And that's the key. That's really the key. So building something from scratch means we have no layers and no legacy, except in the case of working with you guys. That's a legacy we wanted, because it works so well for us. So I don't mean to be a soundbite machine, I promise. But this is stuff I really
Well, that's
feel.
an incredible compliment that using it again and again. And
yeah. And now, by the way, I'm sorry, because you asked like some of the metrics. Same thing, me and a handful of people, we started the company. We launched in the middle of 2024, towards the mid to end of summertime. And we went from nothing to 12,000 doors and more doors after that, with a whole range of products. And then this little retailer called Walmart said, we really love your brand. Do you guys think you could do a ready-to-drink product? And we said, because we're entrepreneurs, I don't know, let's think about it. Yes. And we went from nothing to fully commercialized product on the shelf in under 4 months.
Wow.
And we never would have been able to do that. So the idea that you could, move really at the speed of thought is a game changer. And that's why I'm so happy, if you will, to be here.
Well, we are really happy to be working with you also. So we can't have this conversation without sort of the major theme of the day, AI. So given you're expanding and growing, so fast, how do you see AI changing the way you scale, and where are you sort of most excited to apply it at Happy?
Fired up, again, to go from this place of intelligence to understanding at pace. That's the thing. That is the thing. And it's not just because I'm sick of hearing the term AI. It's amazing, full stop, and everyone here knows it if you're not using some form of it. Trust me, you are. You may not even realize you are. It's incredible. But the ability to see around corners is unbelievable. You know, a lot of times you're starting a business and you have the corners of the puzzle, right? Those are the easy pieces. I got some right angles, I got it. I've seen a picture on the box, I kind of know what I'm trying to put together. I feel like these tools give us access to the really toughest parts of the puzzle. And you know, I'm not trying to cheat the system here by putting the puzzle together quickly, but when you're running a business, you kind of are. That's what you're looking to do. So we use it every day. We're using AI for everything. And in terms of our financial backbone of the company, it helps us understand everything you talked about. That's why I sat there. It's just like my mouth was agape. I'm like, holy shit, we use it for that. We use it for that, that. It's incredible. It is replete. So, and thoughtful. So yeah, we're using it because it allows us to do a lot of things you touched on. I laughed when I saw night mode, because this stuff is so efficient, you're not gonna need to use it at night. You've got your nights back.
Well, you know, or you can sleep all day.
Or you could sleep all day, that's right, that's right. And by the way, if you do sleep all day, so yes, for the night owls in the room, we've got you, we've got you.
Both companies got you covered.
Yeah, we got you. So yeah, it's really, again, this ability to see the invisible. And as entrepreneurs, I think our job, especially in the branded product space, is to try to see the invisible and make it real. So having tools that enable you to do that is truly, it's magic. It's great.
And your team at Happy's already been using the NetSuite Understanding Connector Service.
Nicely done. That'll be trademarked by the end of the day.
Can you tell us a little bit about how they're using it?
Yeah. It's everything. Again, I'm going to sound redundantly repetitive here, but it's everything from AR, AP, managing all of our inventory, doing our month-end, closeouts, and I'm an investor as well as an entrepreneur and investor in the business, and most of our team are also investors in the business, and everyone's an equity stakeholder in the business. So we love the reporting capabilities because we get to share, and share with accuracy. It's great. It's just great. So we use it literally for everything. Although we haven't done a team appreciation board yet.
Well, it takes you like 5 seconds now, so you have no excuse.
Adam's probably already done. Or Annie, I don't know, maybe you did. Yeah, it'll be done. Right. So yeah, we literally use it for everything.
Cool, and you're using the AI Connector Service to sort of use these new AI tools with NetSuite. That's great. Okay, so our theme today is discovering what's next. So Craig, what is your next?
My next, let's see. My next is making happy with our team and your help. The biggest coffee company, yes, but I think the biggest company that can shine light on the help that people need, because let's face it, I'll use an acronym. The TAM of unhappy people right now is relatively high. And coffee can do a lot, but only so much. So I think creating a company that can bring a little bit more light into the world and do it in a way that's approachable, affordable, delicious is all part of it. And being able to do that at scale, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, so your TAM is pretty good. Unhappy people want to be happy, and happy people want to stay happy.
That's it.
But you might want to add tea.
Tea is good. Tea is good.
Happy tea.
I like tea.
All right. Let's wrap up with one critical question. How can people learn more about Happy Coffee or even taste it?
Well, right outside we have the Happy Camper, so I hope you'll all get out there and score some happy. We'll be out there. You can learn more about it. You can come to our website, and if you scan this QR code, you can get a sweet deal. Spell it any way you like, and we'll get you all hooked up. I think it's free shipping, and you'll see it's affordable and fabulous. And literally on behalf of me and our founding team, I just want to say thank you for doing what you do and enabling us to do what we do. So
thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.